Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And we have a bit of a follow-up to the story about Graeme McCormick. He, of course, was the activist who threatened for a very short period of time to stand against John Swinney in an election leadership contest. This, of course, would have led to the revelation of what the number of members are within the party. And they don't, I think, the SNP care who is leader. I don't think that matters, as long as it isn't, of course, Kate Forbes. But I do think they care very much that the number of members is not revealed, because that would be very, very embarrassing for them. We know that they're struggling financially. We know that they've lost a lot of members. We know that people abandoning the party and going to other parties, and not just the sort of the rank and file parties. We've seen time and again actual members of the SNP or Parliament crossing the floor. And, so they are a failing party. They just don't want to highlight that by having the membership numbers revealed and out in the open. It would be absolutely, a wonderful opportunity for all the opposition to pick the bones over. So he has been told really not to stand. Now, the story is that he was convinced by a very deep and meaningful phone call with John Swinney. And I don't believe that either. But now he's been forced to come out, probably lent on, I think, to come out and say he wasn't lent on. No, there wasn't lent on. But I think, of course, we all believe that absolutely, of course he was. They sent round the boys, didn't they? They sent round the heavy brigade to have a word, and that's why he suddenly relented. And now he's been forced to say that he hasn't. Let's have a look and basically not believe a word of what you're about to see. Here goes. So before we get in, can I just say, go and check you're still subscribed. Again, I've had messages saying, people coming up and saying they've been unsubscribed by YouTube, and it is a bugger for it. So please do just go and check that. And also, if you're yet to subscribe, hit that button. Now, the SNP activist who bottled the chance to take on John Swinney claims he wasn't lent on to drop out of the contest. I don't believe that, and I'll tell you why I don't believe that. I know several people, indeed one, a very good friend of the channel, Leslie Roberts. She, of course, was lent on when she was asking questions. She had her car blown up, for heaven's sake. She's been physically threatened. So we know this goes on. So for him to come out now and say, oh no, honest Gov, I wasn't lent on by the heavies, does not have any kind of ring of truth about that at all. I think we all know that it's exactly up there with what these thugs do. They are not the National Socialist Party of Scotland for nothing. They do have their brown shirts. They just maybe don't wear brown anymore. But Graeme McCormick announced plans to challenge John Swinney to replace Humza Yousaf as SNP leader on Sunday. But, hours later, after they found out where he lived, these proposals were dropped after a meeting with the First Minister-elect. Yes, the meeting going along the line of, are the men standing beside you? Yes. Are you going to drop out? Yes. Good meeting. Phone down. That would have been basically what it was. Because there's no way they would have allowed this to happen. They couldn't afford this to happen. They mustn't have let this happen. It would have been horrific for the party to let those numbers out. I reckon somewhere like 30,000. I seriously think. Certainly less than 50,000. Possibly as low as 30,000 members now. Times are hard. People don't want to pay their whole £2 a month to the SNP if they can avoid it. Plus, of course, they're becoming increasingly less attractive. So anyway, an outspoken SNP activist who bottled the chance to take on Swinney claimed he wasn't lent on. But, I don't know. He says hours later he revealed he was no longer doing this challenge after meeting with the now SNP leader. A number of prominent nationalist figures had spoken out against his plans, calling for unity within the party, which is the hidden speak for, if you're listening to me, go round and sort him out. McCormick was the second potential candidate against Mr Swinney after Kate Forbes did similar. And you have to wonder, was Forbes pressured into it? Was Forbes threatened? Or did she take the carrot? Was it carrot and stick or just big, huge carrot? It's hard to tell. I don't know about Forbes. She is a very strange beast at the moment. She walked before. She refused it before. she's accepted it this time? Was it that she just disliked Hamza Yousaf, or was it the snub of the position? Maybe this position is so good she can't refuse it. Maybe she's accepted reality and knows that the SNP don't like her and don't want her to ever be leader. And so she's taking what she can get and being grateful for it. It's a very weird way to be. If you knew that you were that hated within the party that you would never ever be a leader, why would you stick with the party? I wouldn't. Don't suppose many would. She has. Desperate? Who knows? Anyway, McCormick had insisted that he'd had enough signatures from rank and file party members before Monday's noon deadline. I do believe him. I think he probably did. I think there's enough out there that are fed up, I think, with the way that the party's going at the moment. And so, yeah, they will have signed him. I wonder if his acquiescence to the will of the cabal may well have driven even more people away. People who signed his petition have said, you know what, I give up, I've had enough, and walked away. It's possible. In a statement published on Yours for Scotland blog, the activist said, I was not lent on by any party persons who sought to stop my nomination. Is that right? I did receive some emails from members who I approached to support me who responded that they now couldn't. Because they've probably been lent on and all. Because it is swear the oath of allegiance to the leader. The leader is the great one. It is a cult. When you've got a single power-based leader and all hail the leader, then it becomes a cult, doesn't it? One senior party figure phoned me on Saturday. He said to suggest I should withdraw, and during that discussion it was agreed that I speak to John, who then later phoned me in the day. He then invited me to a meeting with him on Sunday afternoon. We spoke for over an hour. He was very generous with his time, but made it clear, with the two thugs standing beside me, that I was going to be pulling out one way or the other. And it's all bollocks. I don't believe a word he's saying. He's getting this out there because so many people have claimed that it was all under pressure, and he's having to come out and do this. But he's being forced to come out and do this to show how they didn't put him under pressure. Yeah, what do we think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Was he pressured into standing down, and was he pressured into giving this statement? I say yes, but let me know your thoughts on this. Coming up. He was forced to do both, wasn't he? Like I say, you probably disagree, you may agree, I don't know. But given the history of the party, there's no way that this happened. No way. They're just a nasty bunch of thugs, aren't they? Anyway, we'll stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button. Very, very important. We are trying to make that progress that we seem to be stalled at. We just need that. And it's YouTube. They don't like us. They keep unsubscribing people. Anyway, till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.